This is Clarke Quay, where tourists and locals enjoy the warmth on an island 100 miles north of the equator. In Singapore, they've made the most of what they've got. It's 47 years since Singapore split from Malaysia and started turning swampland into an economic powerhouse. To discover how they did it, I'm having morning coffee with Liu Tai Care, the country's former chief planner. Right, coffee, thank you.
When we started, there wasn't a sense of nationhood. The Chinese looked to China as homeland, Malay to Malaysia, and Indians to Indians. So how do we nurture a sense of nationhood? And the government thought that housing them would be the best way.
A home for everyone. The cornerstone of a policy where 80% of citizens live in public housing. This is called Golden Clover. Here, applicants are applying for their piece of Singapore.
When I was the chief planner, I planned for 100 years. Just because I knew that if I did not plan for very, very long term, our city might very soon fall into the sea, just run out of land.
Planning for the future. It might well be the unofficial motto of Singapore. Visit the Maritime Experiential Museum and you realise it's an approach based on a trading history along the Silk Route of the Sea.
Traders, as they pass through the ports of Singapore, they exchange goods in exchange for things they needed and wanted. For example, porcelains in exchange for spices, gingers in exchange for waxes, and so forth.
The Merlion has been the symbol representing Singapore pretty much since the founding of the state. It brings together the strong city tied to the sea. Some also see it as a symbol of the conservative, perhaps boring nature of Singapore. At least that's the way it used to be. This is iFly, the world's largest skydiving wind tunnel, one of the new attractions helping grow the tourist industry here. As the global economy goes up and down and flails around like me in the wind, tourism has joined high-tech and precision manufacturing as priorities for the government.
Well, I think what they've done well is to think many steps ahead. And this is not only for the next 3 years or 5 years, but sometimes 5-10 years.
Shaping the economy has meant a government that's never stopped planning. And that's created its own problems.
The first 2 or 3 decades of the running of the government, where the government promised something and delivered something to the citizens, develop a habit that whenever you have a problem to yourself, you look to government for solution. I think this kind of culture needs to be changed.
As Singapore prepares to celebrate its 47th birthday, the economy can be broken down into neat segments. There's the container ships and cranes of world trade, the high-rise towers of banking, insurance and markets, and now the ever-growing and important presence of tourism. It is how the government melds and marries these different sectors together that'll be the challenge for the future. Richard Quest, CNN, Singapore.